Hello guys, my name is Sean. In this video, let us talk about how to build your email list for marketing and sales. Let us look at the overview about the direct response marketing. When it comes to direct response marketing, there are 5 big steps that you want to take out. First step will be putting out a message to the specific target audience. Let's say you want to ask questions like, who is your target audience? What is their biggest pain point? How can you solve their pain point? In second step, you want to ask for actions. And in third, you can then measure the result using KPR, Key Performance Indicator. Then optimize your strategies and actions based on the KPI. And you are basically repeating this process until wash and repeat over. And then 40-40-20. This type of rule where you want to focus your 40% of your attention into list, another 40% of your attention and efforts into your offer, and another 20% of your efforts, rest of your attention into creative. This is basically indicating your ideal target customers. They are characterized by their location, demographics, interests, behavior, relationship. Location is when you're asking questions about where do your target customer usually hang out. Is it a bar? Is it some type of a social events? Demographics is like what are their typical gender, age, income level. Like are they mostly female or are they mostly males? Like are they mostly 50-year-old, 60-year-old baby boomers, or how much do they usually make? 70K or 80K? And interests are like what are the things they are most likely to be interested in? What are their favorite TV shows, books, and podcasts? Behavior will be like what are their favorite hobbies, what do they like to do in the downtime, and relationship will be the whether they are just subscriber, where they are just subscribing to your list, or have they been in your email list for a while, or they can even be a buyer. And then you want to ask these 2 questions when it comes to identifying your customers. If they are subscribers, are they just subscribing to your list? If that's the case, you want to ask questions like, how can you build and nurture the relationship with them? And if they have been listening you for a while, then you want to ask questions like, how can you follow up to get them to take certain actions? And if you are dealing with a buyer, then you want to take these approaches where, how can you ensure their satisfaction with your services or products so that they can keep coming back and make a referral? And these lists are very important because no matter how good your offer, no matter how good your copy, which is the message of your offer is, if you are not targeting right list, right customer, then you're not gonna convey the right message in any time soon. So targeting, basically setting out your list will be the first, foremost, most important steps for you to consider when it comes to writing your direct response marketing pieces. Next will be the offer, which is your solutions to your target customers to solve their pain or help them to achieve more. It is made up of 3 big components: price, product, deadline. Price is like, can you justify a price based on the value your service or product can provide to them? And what is the price point for your product? Is it a one-time flat fee or monthly retainer? Product is when you're asking the questions like, what can your product or service do in terms of creating rational and emotional changes? Will it make their income revenue soar as a result of your product service, which is a rational case? Or will it make their life easier and help them save more money so they can enjoy more time with their family, which is going to be emotional case? And lastly, in your offer, you want to also include the deadline factor. Why do they should buy now instead of later? Product is limited in quantity that it will run out if they hesitate? Or is product only available in certain time period? Lastly, based on your target audience, which is your list and offer, you want to create the creative, which is your message to convey your offer to your ideal target customers. And when it comes to writing this creative, you can follow this BIZ formula. BIZ stands for problem, agitate, invalidate, solve, and ask. This is very extensive, and let's briefly go over each of these following components. Problem is when almost all products that actually sell are solutions to a problem. Practical plus emotional. Just like what we talked about, your solutions can either make your life easy by having some type of a rational ROI case or emotional case where they can have more time spending with their family as a result of your service. The core of your market will be those who are already aware of this problem but don't have a solution yet. Usually this is going to be 3% of your audience. Show the reader you empathize with their challenge and pain and frustrations by telling a story about the problem and connecting with them by recognizing the difficulty they face. And in next phase, you want to talk about agitating. Amplify their negativity inherent in their problem. How do you do this? You can ask these questions first in your mind. What happens if it goes unsolved, unchecked? How bad could it get? What's the worst things that could happen from inaction? How can you agitate their problem in a soft way that doesn't offend the prospect but rather make them feel like you're on their side and trying to protect them? You do this by mainly telling a story. Remember that good storytellers are also good salespeople and marketers. Preferably give at least three ways of how things can get worse if they don't take the actions that they need to take now. After you're covering problem and agitate, you want to go on to invalidate. Invalidate is where you're listing out USP, unique selling proposition, on what makes your product or services unique from others. Compare all the other solutions out there in the market. Explain how they don't really solve the problem or may provide relief now but are inadequate total solutions in long term. Give specific details of where others fall short but your product succeed. It is important to note that in most cases, you haven't talked about your product or service yet. You are just bonding with your reader through a negative shared experience through recognizing their pain. Again, the rule of 3 applies. If you have 3 ways to invalidate the competition or 3 specific areas where they fall short, use all of them if possible. More than 3, use at least the strongest 3. And after you're covering this invalidation, you want to go on to solving part. Now, you introduce your product. It's the solutions that succeed when all others fall short. It's the solutions to the problems that other solutions had. Plus, it solves the original problem. You are not actually selling the product yet. You are not trying to close the deal. You are just ticking off the boxes on the buying criteria you have created. And when it comes to solving sessions, you want to ask these 3 questions and include in your copy as well. If the following questions are: does your product or service solve their original problem? Will it relieve their agitation? Does it fulfill where others have fallen short and proven themselves as invalid or inadequate? Lastly, you want to ask for an order. At this point, the sale should really already be made because you have done such a great job on covering their problem, agitation, and how you can solve their problem by differentiating yourself from the other competitors. Your prospects should be predisposed to buy from you because you've connected with them and given them a clear solutions to their problem, but you should not assume that. That's why you have to know how to efficiently lay out your offer. Let's look at each of how you can do this. First, underscore the product's benefits to show the prospect that they are getting exactly what they want. In fact, more than they ever wanted, but in a good way. Then, you can then compare it to other solutions, preferably the inadequate ones that cost more. Or if they don't cost more money, that are expensive in other ways like time and frustrations. Lay out the value or the retail prices for your product. Then, give a reason why they are not going to have to pay them much today. It is important that your advocacy should be real and believable. Everybody loves a discount, but they don't trust it if it seems overly manufactured. At the same time, make an offer for the product at a discounted price by underscoring savings or advantage offered in the discount. By asking the questions like, what does that mean for the prospect behind just a number? That can be more than just the price of the things that they can get as a result of buying the services product you offer. Then, you are making your discounted price feel trivial. With your offer, the prospect should feel like their money is going so far, like it's an incredible investment. Justify the price. The product is worth every penny. This is the minimum we could offer it at. Add more value by stacking on the bonuses as well. Now that they already think they are getting a good deal, make it even better. But wait, there's more. If possible, the value of the bonuses should far outstrip the price they are paying for the main product. And then you are going into risk reversal. You are taking away the risk of reversal completely by guaranteeing the satisfaction and result if possible, taking on the risk of the transaction so the customer doesn't have to, by stretching the guarantee out as long as possible by giving them a year or a lifetime to make sure the product is right for them. Then setting a deadline. All good things must come to an end. Make it clear that this deal won't stick around forever, so if they want it, they better get it now. Finally, you want to ask for the sale and ask for an actions by telling them how to order, and they need to do it now to get it on the deal. Then another things that you want to consider when it comes to writing email in general for your marketing and sales purpose is that education and value-based marketing. Basically, they sign up for your email list for a reason. You want to basically provide a value that you promised in the first time they sign up into your newsletter. And when it comes to spending your ad budget, you want to at least get a break-even cost where you're spending $1 to get $1 or more in return with the new customers in tow. I mean, for those companies starting in new, they might have a negative ROI for first few years or month, but as long as you can acquire customers in a predictable way, this is not going to be the problem. So basically, your marketing should tailor in a way that you can acquire the customers with far more outstrip. So your basically lifetime customer value should outstrip the value of the each customer acquisition cost. And also, you want to consider the starting a relationship to make the sale versus the making the sale to start a relationship. And I personally recommend the starting a relationship to make the sale, because nobody wants to be sold in first time that they encounter. And based on the J. Avram, which is one of my favorite business mentor, there are 3 ways to grow business. It is really simple. Acquire more clients, get them to spend more money, get them to spend more often. Basically, everything can be done by using your email marketing services very effectively, because you can use your lead magnet to acquire more clients, and you can write a daily or monthly or weekly emails to get them to spend more money and get them to spend more often by building and nurturing the great relationship with them. Whoever can spend the most to acquire a new customer wins in every business situation. Because remember, the function of the business is only 2 things: marketing, where you acquire customer, and innovation. Look at the Apple. Look at how much Apple and Samsung are spending their advertisements to acquire more customer. At the same time, they are coming with a new phones every year. You see the good example of innovation and marketing in this real life. So I think that's enough for today's video. In next video, we'll be talking more about the email direct response. I feel like this information is helpful for those who aspire to own their own business. Just copywriting are so important skills, but at the same time one of the most underrated skills as well. So I hope this video was very helpful for those who haven't aware about these informations, and if you find this information useful, you can share with others who may find it also useful as well. My name is Sean, and I hope this video was helpful again, and I hope to see you in the next video with even more great contents. I hope you have a great, amazing day.